the goals and objectives of the Ku Klux Klan, which we didn't understand. We was thinking it was one system of little old rednecks running around on horses and burning up things. We didn't understand that that was the law enforcement of a greater secret society. And they did away with that law enforcement because from that law enforcement developed the FBI, the CIA. You see what I'm saying? The federal agencies, the ATF and all of that. So there was no need for the early 18th century version of this same law enforcement. So therefore, they became more sophisticated and they ousted all of the rednecks that they used for an open door policy at first to combat Reconstruction. So what we don't realize is the entire society is a Klan society. From the most elite groups of engineering firms, law firms, computer firms, all the way down, you see what I'm saying, to your everyday hospitals. It's all a part of that. And remember, most black people don't die. They kill you. They determine that your life will be expired and they kill you. As a matter of fact, there's a movie called Critical Care where the doctor said we pretty much can keep anybody alive if we want to. It depends on whether the doctor wants to or not. You see what I'm saying? So in actuality, the problem is by us thinking we're American citizens and we are included in this society, where in actuality we are still under the 3/5 of a human being law, which was proven in the Million Man March when they said you were 700,000 and you were a million. Well, the government was telling the truth. Based on 3/5 of a human being, 1 million people would be 700,000. So they told the truth. But we are still property of the United States government, cattle. And the problem is we think we are citizens and we think that we have rights and the government can't do that. Where in actuality, we're nothing but under the authority of some elite groups that decides whether we live or die. You see what I'm saying? So we shouldn't hold nothing allegiant and nothing sacred to this particular country, period. And it's ludicrous to think in actuality that this white boy is going to do good by us in this country too. You see what I'm saying? And I think we lose the side of that because the simple fact that we don't understand that the secret societies are much more severe and advanced than we think it is. That's world domination, and that's the only way that they will survive, and the only way that they have survived up until this particular time is a form of colonization or neo-colonialism. You see? And the key to the whole thing is they figure if it all jumps off that they have to take the motherland back as a form of a state refuge. That is already recorded in the book Ice the Ultimate Disaster, which in 1978 he gave the goals and objectives of the secret societies, and they said basically if anything go down spiritual to wipe us out, our best safe place is the motherland, the Garden of Eden. So in so many words, this is why the African is coming down with 75,000 Africans are dying a month from AIDS that the government has put in there so that they can clean off that whole land for a safe haven. As a matter of fact, they have a city as big as New York and cleaner than New York built in the interior of Africa that the majority of Africans can't even get to.
What's that city?
Who knows? It's a city that the Europeans have built, and that's a city for the safe haven that they'll be going to just in case some shit jump off the spiritual, which it is. You see, they have a crystal city, and when President Clinton went over there, he went over there to christen that city and give the blessing to that city. One African girl commented on it from Kenya, because it's in equatorial Africa, in the middle of Africa, and she said there's a place that we can't go within a 200-mile radius, but she see planes flying over this thing all the time. They've been building on this city for the last 30-something years. And it's state of the art, right on the continent. Climate control and all that. So they can live in there on the continent and don't get burnt up.
It's an excellent picture.
You see. So they've been doing this type of stuff. World domination. You see. So whatever little things we fighting for, we just grasping for straws. And the ultimate solution is we got to kill this cracker and get him off the planet. And an ultimate way to do that is from the spiritual aspect. And it ain't talking about praying either. Praying ain't doing shit but begging. It's talking about harnessing the spiritual energy that is in all ancient people, which just so happen to be black people, and getting them off the planet. In this case, we're talking about basically bringing this planet to another paradigm, spiritual paradigm that I was talking about at the beginning of the actual lecture. He has to go. Bottom line. Because believe me, he's already made up his mind. If he can't rule, nobody will. He would rather blow up the whole damn planet than to give it back to the ancients. So you got a choice. The choice is not necessarily trying to carve out some niche to live in peace with him, because he's proven that he cannot live in peace with not only humans on the planet, but no animals. And if any time he lives in peace, it's always a master-slave relationship. And it's becoming increasingly hard to convince black people that this man is their fucking enemy. As time go on, black people decide more and more that ain't nothing wrong with these white people. Yep. They don't understand that the damn crime was committed against them years ago. So he don't have to appear to be your enemy anymore. He's already committed the damn crime. The system is already in place.
Correct.
So if a system is in place, hell, he don't have to doggone be the staunch enemy he's done. He's been there, done that. You're a slave now. It's after the fact to determine whether this man is your doggone enemy or not. You see what I'm saying? So therefore he can appear more humane because he's dwelling in a system that he's put together to make him look humane and still predicate and perpetrate a civilized barbaristic state that we all live in. The empire has changed, but from the outside. It just shines a little more. And we have all become consumer machines. That's why the movie, the movie 12 Monkeys told you, you ain't shit not unless you consume. Not unless you got some money to buy something, you ain't nothing unless you buy it. And that's his policy. But the Kabbalah says that he's got the original people in confusion, and they have an incontinuance towards learning because the intruder, the white man, causes luxury. We all want to get paid to ultimately live, to buy shit from downtown. And remember, we never get on top of buying shit. He always going to have some new stuff for us to buy every damn year. And that is a part of the damn slavery. So like I said, before desegregation, we had everything. We just didn't have the money. But remember this saying, small house, empty house, full mind. Full house, empty mind. More is not necessarily better, it's just more shit. So when you gotta move, you gotta throw away more shit. Cluttered up. You see, and this is the new form of slavery. It's mind control and programming you to think that your humanity is based on what you consume. Meanwhile, by him being the provider of what you consume, he is the God. And in the movie They Live, they showed you that they got a dollar bill that says, this is your God. Subconscious, consume. Buy. You see what I'm saying? So we are in a system of barbarism that's far removed from the real spiritual aspect of what we used to be. And we're thinking we're more advanced.